Yeah! Welcome to not just a new edition, but a whole new year of the greatest goddamn D&D stream on this world and the next here. Welcome, Goblins, unto the stairs. You got Soul Rack the Destroyer here, ready to slash and bash away with the best of them because the Wrecking Crew is back in town here. We got Fang the Man getting nice and stretchy. We got Wilbur Chattington nice and cozy at home. And of course, the greatest goddamn D&D DM in all the land here. I see how to fuck it up for the first one of the year. It's Nate Gonzalez. Take it away, Nate.
Welcome everyone to the first Goblins Under the Stairs of 2023. Happy to be back at it. Have you all with us together and ready to jump on into this goddamn thing. Been a long time coming, this moment in the campaign, so very excited for where we're at. It's been a couple of weeks, so of course let's give you guys a quick little refresher of what happened the last time we were all together and what's going on right now, and we're gonna just jump right onto this goddamn thing after that. So
Yeah.
last time we're all together, guys, finally caught up on some rest on the airship after some intense battles at the Hill Giant den of Grudhog, and we're returning Galvin to Golden Fields, his home village, kind of nearby Waterdeep a little bit. Guys landed and approached there. Fang stayed on the airship to grind up some silver for the day, but you guys, Solrek and Wilmore, went into the farming village, found a nice tavern, spoke to the bartender there for a bit. His name was Miros. He was a carnival sideshow freak back in the day, but opened up this tavern here in Golden Fields to pursue his true love and craft, which is, of course, pottery. You guys learned that. Had a couple of beautiful Golden Gulp ales and sang and drank with the locals. Wilmore met the bard there, a halfling named Olara Ilzimmer from Waterdeep. Spoke to her quite a bit and tried to sleaze his way into doing whatever Wilmore was trying to do. But Solrak, speaking to Miros, had a little bit of a heads up about kind of a weariness about Olara and her background, stating that she comes from a very wealthy family in Waterdeep, a family of merchants, though, however, which is kind of strange that she being so well off with just being kind of like a standard merchant family, and knowing that sometimes in Waterdeep, a city of splendors, full of all sorts of attractions and possibilities, that maybe they are dealing in some sort of seedy underbelly dealings, that happen in Waterdeep, either thieves guild or maybe gambling or some sort of illegal trades. Who knows? But with that in mind, you guys grabbed some of these Golden Gulp ales because you guys felt mighty powerful and great after drinking some of them. And you guys began to head on back to the airship. And guys got there, saw Fang drenched in sweat, grinding down all this silver, and quite successful day at it. And you guys took to the night sky and began to fly on down towards Waterdeep. And you guys began to consider the idea of maybe taking these conches that you've been finding at these giant strongholds and whatnot that you've been going all over Faerun, and taking from these giants, essentially, maybe you'll attune to them and blow into them and see what happens. So you guys all took the time to focus in your energy, your magical energy, into these conches of teleportation, and pretty much after that, you guys heard this like jingling of bells in the distance, kind of going by, and kind of curious about what that was and what's going on, and kind of start getting louder and louder and closer, and you start hearing some like bleeding and some sounds from some sort of animals, and out of the dark clouds of the night sky, you guys could see 9 flying deer. One of them leading the pack with a glowing red nose as a beacon, and these big antlers and these bells hanging off the side of them, and these beautiful stars blazing off behind them in a trail. And they kind of circled around you guys for a bit, took off to the sky, and as they disappeared, a couple of packages flew out from behind them and landed on the deck, and seemed to be addressed to each one of you guys individually. Pretty cool. You guys found some potions individually in each one of those, but you're like, all right, now that that's aside, let's get down to business here. Let's see what these conches are all about. So puckered up those lips, pull out those conches of teleportation, and you guys all began to make your best horn sounds, if you would. But yes, you guys began to blow into those in synchronicity, and started causing this kind of cyclone of magical whiteness just to erupt and envelop all around you guys. You guys could hear like the sound of this like whale songs and rushing water, and all sorts of like these kind of just very aquatic and underwater types of sounds swirling all around you as everything just whites out for a moment. Can you guys hear that?
I'm scared.
Oh yeah.
So everything begins to just pick up rapidly spinning around you, turning white, and then all of a sudden enveloped in this massive glowing magical aura. And that aura just shines bright, shimmering and glowing all around in this white space. And then suddenly, you guys feel like you're being pulled through a cyclone of water. And it's like you're just like seeing all this like the swirling water all around you. You can see fish flying through it and water splashing all throughout you. You can almost feel it on your skin, splashing everywhere. And then you hear a voice just erupting and thundering in the background here. Let me turn down some of these a bit.
I immediately regret this decision. I'm just like grabbing onto everything I can from Fang and Solrak, just terrified.
I'm trying to hold on strongly and pretend like I'm like, oh, Chaddington, you small sissy. I'm secretly also shitting my pants a little bit.
Thunder erupts all around you. You hear a booming voice. The Storm Giant Court is in chaos following the disappearance of King Hecaton. You hear that thunder again. And Solrak and Wilmore, this voice sounds very familiar to you guys as Anam, the All-Father, the Oracle, the voice that you heard at the spine of the world. Thunder erupts again. Hecaton was misled by those he trusted. The king was in search for the killers of his queen Neri. Thunder and lightning explodes all around. Speak to Sarissa, Hecaton's youngest daughter. She has taken the throne in his absence. She has a clue to her father's whereabouts and her mother's killers. And then suddenly you guys could see like a massive like orca swimming around you guys as well, and like all these other aquatic animals. She needs your help. Root out the evil therein. And then all of a sudden everything goes white again. And you guys see, at least Wilmore and Solrak see a familiar image around them of the inside of the temple of the Eye of the All-Father. You guys can see Harshnag fighting hand in hand against Imrith, the blue dragon, grappling her and battling it out as the whole building is crumbling and collapsing all around you guys. Rocks falling everywhere right along you as you're sprinting out, mad dash out the front door, and you see Harshnag yell out, "Run! I got the bitch!" And that's the last thing you hear as the rocks collapse all around her, and you guys run out and see just the whole building collapsed and covered with this rubble and stone, and then you just see that flash of blue light once again, and everything whites out in front of you.
And it's just white.
And the white kind of dissipates and fades out, and you guys find yourself feet on the ground. And you look around to see that you find yourself standing on some sort of glowing glyphs carved into the floor of an alcove, some sort of rough-hewn chamber. It seems to be made out of like coral or lichen, some sort of underwater shells. The walls of this room, as you guys can see now, everything kind of shimmering back into your normal vision and view. Very moist and covered in all this bioluminescent lichen and snails and starfish and barnacles everywhere. Fang, you look down, you can see tiny crabs kind of scuttling around the floor, but they seem to like stop at the glyph markings on the ground and don't seem to cross it and kind of scuttle away and back away from that. As you guys, begin to look around this room here and get your bearings settled and everything, and trying to figure out what just happened, you can start to hear music coming from a spiral staircase down to the southwest there. So obviously leading up to another area. Sounds like some sort of powerful female voice, accompanied by some deep, haunting tones of some sort of masterfully played pipe organ.
Does this glyph that we're standing on look familiar to any of you guys?
I probably look down and I don't know. Does it? Can I check Arcana or?
Yeah, make an
Just
Arcana
completely.
check. Whoever wants to make an Arcana, definitely can.
It's a 16.
16. Yeah, you look down and you don't recognize the exact glyphs, but the way it's set up and laid out and everything looks like to you how a teleportation circle, is inscribed and produced on the ground there.
Yeah, I think this is just where the conchs took us, buddy. I kind of start wandering around, checking the crabs, listening to that sweet music.
You guys can hear her singing, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
sounds
Oh
good.
yeah, no, this is great.
Okay. I'm gonna turn down the other audio just a little bit.
Well, gentlemen, I think we're here for a reason, and I think that reason might be singing.
I am 100% okay to check that out. That's such a beautiful singing voice.
You're muted, dude.
I hate when that happens. Let me take a listen. I can paint.
Yeah.
Wait for-
Make a perception check if you'd like.
Go over and check out this pool of water. Just look into it.
Yeah, there's seems like it's like a pretty deep
18.
circular pool of water there. Seems like it may be some sort of like flooded passageway. Make a perception check if you'd like though, Wilmore. Solrak, yeah, you're listening up, and I mean this voice it's some sort of beautiful singing voice, and of course you can hear the sounds of some sort of pipe organ playing as well. Let me actually add that in there.
Oh,
And yeah, I mean it's kind of haunting, kind of beautiful, very like otherworldly, but the bottom of the ocean is a whole other world to those of you that walk on the land. With a 17 perception, Wilmore, yeah, you look down, and this is a pretty deep pool of water. You can't kind of break through and see all the way down to the bottom level, but yeah, it seems like it kind of goes down pretty deep into here. Maybe it goes all the way into the ocean. You're not exactly sure, but it goes pretty deep. And there is another chamber, of course, that you guys see. It goes up to the north of this hall, and there's one to the east. And then there's one in the south here as well. But the sounds of the singing voice seems like it's coming from this stairwell. And, yeah.
Well, gents, I mean, just like Chad kind of mentioned, we're here for one thing and one thing only, and I think we check to see if that one thing is downstairs singing right now. Or maybe if not her, she can direct us to Sarissa.
I warn us, gentlemen. Just because the voice is beautiful doesn't mean soul of the person who's singing is. Be very careful. I shine my swords. Be prepared for anything.
I think we should hopefully try to make a friend. Maybe we can see if she wants to join the cause. Let's go introduce ourselves, shall we?
Lead the way, my friend.
All right.
That's
So I'm
your
going up
back.
the staircase, and as I'm going up the staircase, I'm pulling out my pipes of haunting, and I cast prestidigitation on everybody, make us look sharp, give us some nice bolo ties. They're going to be covering up the symbol of the dragon on us, and I'm going to pull up my pipes. I'm just going to start playing them just to kind of join in the creepy tune, just kind of play off the the organ.
You're muted too.
Love it. I said, anything from anyone else before you guys start making your way up those stairs?
No, just definitely covering the dragon insignia.
And well, I'm gonna follow Chattington very closely. I guess ready in action. If I see anything, attack him. Again.
Alrighty. So you guys begin to climb up this spiral staircase. These stairs are quite large. Of course, they're sized for giants. They're about 4 feet tall, so Wilmore pushing himself over each one of them, and it takes you guys a little bit of time to get up there as, you know, you guys climb up them, and it's like difficult terrain, but you follow that haunting, ethereal voice up those stairs, and as you enter this hall and turn the corner of the stairs, you're immediately struck by music filling the air, much louder now, of course, and sounding like it's in the chamber right around the corner.
All right. I think we head on in. I'm playing my pipes. Everybody's got some sweet bolo ties on. And before we go in, I kind of whisper to everybody, or I kind of say to everybody, loud enough that maybe they can hear us. Keep in mind, everyone, we are entering the realm of royalty here. And then I just kind of burst in the door nicely.
Alright.
Follow.
I guess that's our cue, Solrek.
You guys begin to follow behind Wilmore as he walks into the chamber here. I'll give you guys a quick little read. Wilmore, as you guys all walk into here, you guys can see now this beautiful chamber. The room is split into 2 levels with a raised ledge on the north and east walls, reached by gently sloping ramps. The acoustics in the room are excellent, and barnacle-covered pillars rise to meet the vaulted ceiling. As you can see on the northeast side, a large crystal window allows in light. They cast all these beautiful patterns on the walls. You guys can see more fish and sea life, underwater creatures swimming through that crystal glass and beyond it into the vast openness of the sea. And under that crystal window, you guys can see a large crab with colored nodules and coral growing out of its shell. This crab, it almost appears to be some sort of living instrument of sorts. As you guys can see, the female storm giant standing in front of it begins to tap on each one of the nodules of the shell with these mallets made of whale bones, and exhales a burst through the air through its coral pipes and producing a deep pipe organ-like tone, as you guys all hear. Performing next to her, you guys can see, is another female storm giant singing in this powerful voice that you guys have been hearing, harmonizing with those crab organ tones. It seems like these 2 storm giants, female storm giants, are entertaining several high-ranking giant visitors sitting around in all these different mussels and shell lounge chairs and couches and chases, and as you guys all begin to walk in there now, the 2 storm giants guarding the entranceway take notice of you and step in front of you and say, "Halt! What is the meaning of this?" And suddenly the singing stops and the organ playing stops, and everyone just turns and looks over at you guys.
Like, as soon as they say, "Halt, who is that?" Like, I'm in my pipes, but I like screw up, and it just goes, "Arr!" Like right as everybody stops.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry. It was tough keeping up with that.
One of the storm giant standing at the top that was performing the music begins to walk down and pushes the one aside and says, "Olecto, let me speak with these puny creatures." And he steps aside and she steps on in and says, "What brings you to my court, interrupting our performance the hell is the meaning of this?
I'm like fumbling in my pockets, and I drop one of the conchs like purposely, just like at her feet, and I go, "Well, we were actually looking for potentially a friend of ours, Sarisa."
See, she kind of eyes around curiously and, unsure. Go ahead and make a persuasion check as you say, Sarissa.
23.
23. She sits back and says, "My little sister always loved you puny little humans. What do you want with Sarissa?"
I mean, I think we we were hoping just to talk to her a little bit about maybe where your father's been.
You see her kind of like look back at her sister who's walking down the stairs now, and her sister interjects, just kind of staring coldly at you guys. "And what would a bunch of puny humans like you all want with our father?"
Well, I think we'd like to help you find him, and I I will admit, although we are in the presence of you royals, I wouldn't necessarily call us puny. Guys, do you have those conchs too? I turn around to everybody and I kind of hold up my conch from the hill giants.
Of course
got
I have it.
I've got this one from the fire giants here.
You see, Mirren, we've been searching for your father, and we can't seem to find him. And I was hoping maybe you or Sarisa could give us some pointers.
You're already 23 persuasion in there. She looks at you curiously and kind of just very like questioning, who the hell are these like little people that have just stormed in here? But she looks at you and says, "My sister, Sarissa, she's far too overwhelmed with important matters right now to meet and speak with you all."
Well, I think we could definitely help with those important matters. Don't you guys think? And as Solrak is like mouthing to himself for some weird reason, I kind of look at him inquisitively.
Yeah, he's like a reverse ventriloquist.
I apologize. My girlfriend has a wedding this weekend, so she was looking very nice.
Tell her
back in
congratulations.
Yeah, right. She and her husband will be
Who's
so
the lucky
happy.
guy?
Looks great in white. But yeah, I think maybe we'd be able to help her a little bit. And I kind of like walk forward a little bit, just take a step or two, just to kind of see how everybody
You
reacts.
see the two storm giant guards immediately stand up, and the one Orlecto that Mirren originally named pushes her back immediately and stands up and kind of puts his belly up, chest up, and holds out his long sword in front of you. You see him start crackling a little bit of lightning in his hands, like, "Stand back from Mirren." And she looks at him, "Orlecto, it's okay." And he kind of just gives her an eye. "Yes, Mirren."
I don't like that this guy's trying to get tough with us, be mean or anything, but I'm standing back and I'm giving him a look. With this.
Go now. I mean no harm. I just really want to talk to Sarisa and see if we can help you guys sort this whole ordning thing out, because the wrecking crew is at the service of the storm giants. That's what I'm trying to say here, my friend.
Okay, interesting. Well, as I mentioned, Sarissa is far too busy at this moment to deal with anything, so I will consider this, and I will, of course, speak with her. In the meantime, Orlecto, Nimir, why don't you escort our guest here down to some quarters and arrange them with whatever they need for the time being, and once we get word from Sarissa that maybe she'll accept this meeting, or perhaps she won't, we'll come down and we'll let you know how she responds.
As she's saying all of that, I'm kind of like listening to her tone and like body language and eye contact with him to see if she's like not hiding anything or being like misingenuine.
Make an insight check.
19.
19, nice. She, Mirren, who is speaking to Wilmore here, she seems like, she's a little, she could have a temper every now and then, and maybe she's like prone to being a little bit more emotional and having these like sort of outbursts, whereas Nim, the other sister standing down on the side, isn't like kind of like, she's being a little bit more, I guess, cold and kind of just calculate, just like paying attention to what's going on and not really chiming in. But she seems like what she said is sincere. She's gonna speak to Sarissa and she'll get back to you guys.
Okay. Go just one more thing, Mirren, if you could. And I kind of look at all the other giants in the room, and it sounds like they don't look like storm giants.
No, when you guys look around the room now, you notice they're all sitting in their chairs and looking back at you guys, eyeing you curiously, and they all seem to be a type of giant, each different type of giant: a fire giant, a hill giant, or a stone giant, frost giant, and a cloud giant. There's no hill giant sitting in here, except for you do see two standing down on the south side here, both kind of wearing like these ill-fitting helmets and kind of like very like dull and dumb looking, and one's just kind of like they're pushing each other on the shoulders like back and forth. Hey, no, you stop. Hey, no, you stop. And the other ones seem like they're like royalty almost, the way that they're dressed and everything like that.
Yeah, so like with that, I kind of move up here a little close to kind of like, I'm assuming they're all big, so to kind of block all their view of me, and I'm gonna cast minor illusion like kind of right in front of me of kind of like the Allfather, like the vision that we saw in there, and I go, just so you know, we've been sent by a friend. Then it just disappears.
You see the stone giant. You said that you're hiding from all of them?
I try to like position myself so like she's in between everyone's point of view.
Okay.
Right, because I'm assuming they're all big and different sizes.
Sure. Hey, you make a persuasion check with that. Actually, I'm gonna do something too. Make a sleight of hand check also.
And fuck. So 25 persuasion, 13 sleight of hand.
Okay. The stone giant behind Mirren is eyeing curiously, and he sees you kind of like make this image and project and speak about the Allfather, the Oracle, and you see his eyes just kind of go wide for a moment, and he doesn't speak up, but you do notice that his eyes go wide with that, and kind of sits back and just kind of thumbs his chin and looks curiously at you and kind of just gives like a nod. And Mirren looks at you and says, "Well, did not expect that. I will make sure to mention that with my sister when we speak with her. Orlecto, Nimir, please show our guests down to their quarters."
Well, now hold on just a minute. I was thoroughly enjoying the music that was being performed this evening. You mind if we stick around as I just kind of start moseying my way over to like an empty chair?
Yeah, the Storm Giant's guards would not let you push on by at all. And they would immediately stop you, put their swords out, and you see that crackling lightning energy start writhing in their hands and their arms. And Mirren once again says, "That is much appreciated, but once again, we will send you down to the quarters, and we will send for you once we have heard back from Sarissa."
Sure, don't worry,
Right.
lady. But you did mention that we could have what we needed, so perhaps yes.
I meant for the rooms, like a blanket or something. Erlecto, Namir, please take our guest away. And you see the two storm giant guards begin to get in a bit closer to you guys and start, "All right, let's go. You heard them."
Thank you. But if you ladies ever want to have a good time, you know where to find us. And I start playing my pipes as we walk out.
Make a good performance check. Let's see how it is.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. 23.
Nice.
23. See Nim look at you and says, "It's quite nice. It would work well with the crab organ that we have up there, but that will be for another time. Enjoy your stay down in the quarters." And once again, the storm giants begin to, "All right, come on. You heard the ladies."
I just walking out,
Yeah.
swaying.
They begin to lead you guys down those stairs. Bum, bum,
I'm
bum.
going to, as they lead us, I use my know enemy to check them out and learn more about these giants.
Okay. Yeah. What exactly did you want to know about them?
Want to see if there's perhaps pretty strong, perhaps there's any weaknesses to them that we could take advantage of.
You have to choose what is one of the options on the know your enemy thing, which is, I believe, it's relative to you, their HP,
a
AC.
strength score. Yeah. Okay. Current HP then.
Of these storm giants. Much higher than yours, you would imagine. After studying them and looking at their massive, bulky size. And then one more thing you get to know as well.
Let's see. Do strength score?
I believe it's 2 things.
Actually, no. AC armor class.
Yeah, so to 2 of them. Okay, to armor class. Notice that the armor that they're wearing isn't as heavy or plated as the armor that you are wearing, Solrak. You'd imagine that it would be maybe a lower armor class.
Nice.
Okay, so the Storm Giants, Olecto and Namir, lead you guys on down here. Say, "Okay, this will be your chamber for the stay until Mira and Nim speak with Sarissa and see if she will entertain you all in her hall. If you need anything, we'll be right outside the door here."
How long do you think will be until they speak?
He just kind of looks at you. "If you need anything, we'll be right out the door here."
As the door's closing, I go, "I need to know when she'll be able to spit." And it closes.
Take it. That's serious when they mean it.
Yeah,
Anything.
I don't think I really want to mess with them too that much. They seem a little high strung.
Hey, seem that strong to me. Comes down to it, dead.
Yeah. So you guys are stationed in this room now, which of course is set up with a bunch of different beds in here and different furnishings, sized for people of your size, for small folk. The 5 different comfortable beds, the circular rug with different kind of like underwater aquatic motifs in a circular kind of mandala pattern around it. There's in the corner a barrel of drinking water and an empty dresser on one side with an empty wardrobe as well.
Actually gonna out my canteen. I've done this in a while and fill it up with fresh water. Chug and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Put up again. Don't reload it.
Get a little hydrated.
So,
Then I'm
yes.
gonna
Yeah.
get down to bed. And actually, we need to stay attuned to the conscious.
It's up to you.
You know what? I think I'll unattune to it. And attune to Tooth of the Silvery Tongue.
Nice.
Uh,
Yeah, I forgot to mention also outside of the door here, that statue that you see is a life-size stone statue of a female storm giant, holding a harp and wearing a gown of purple coral. Just something cool.
I'll attune back to my belt of hill giant strength of the con.
Cool. Yeah, so it'll just take you guys an hour each to attune back to whatever you're going to. But yeah, you guys are sitting in this room, just kind of waiting for the time to pass and waiting for word back from Mirren and Nim on whether Sarissa will meet with you all or not. So what would you do in this time being passed?
I'm sitting there, literally, go red. Bang. I just tap him. Hear it. and move over.
Sit on the bed.
On a more serious note, how long do you guys think it'll take for us to get to Daggerford? Like, where do you
Oh.
think that stands on the list of on the priority list? I guess.
The priority list is high, but as far as how long it would take to get us, I don't even know how necessarily we leave here.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not quite sure where we are in relation to that. But I mean, as long as we get close to one of the Harper teleportation circles, we should just go down to Waterdeep, and I think it was only a couple days trek from there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we still got till the blood mood comes up. We've got some time.
The question is, can we see it from here? We're like,
I'm assuming once it turns, it would stay, so we just wouldn't know how long.
No, I was just I was just thinking because as we approach the time of I guess heading towards Daggerford, I'd like to perform my own little ritual on you guys, if you wouldn't mind.
look at him
But-
suspiciously. What kind of ritual?
I just need you guys to consent to it. And
Oh, whoa. I don't like the sounds of this ritual whatsoever. Do not consent. I do not
I mean-
consent. Have details.
Solrak. I mean, hasn't Chaddington been doing feels like hundreds of rituals on us?
But at least I know what his weird little rituals are.
You-
now.
you-
Don't bring my rituals into this, my friend.
You did
By
not.
the way, do you guys have an hour to kill to do a quick little ritual?
Oh,
Certainly, my friend.
all right. Just make it fast.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Accustomed to his ritual.
If anything, it's just gonna bring this group a little closer together. I will.
See,
I will
when you
say.
say things like that, it makes me not want to do your.
It-
Well, let's
no, there's
hear him out.
there's
Let's
nothing
hear 'em
provocative about it, Solrak. I just. Well, the only provocative thing I would admit was just the fact
Oh,
that
okay, you see?
No,
See?
that you'll have to be holding hands.
Whoa.
You don't have to look at each
Whoa.
other's eyes or anything like that. Just you guys need to feel connected while this ritual is taking place.
I can hold your hands, but if you look in my eyes, I'm letting go.
I'll never let go, Solrak.
How would you know if your eyes are shut? So just keep yours shut.
Now you want me to close my eyes for this ritual?
That's what I
You're making
said.
me.
You don't have to look
Really?
in his eyes.
Christ.
Again,
Let me
just
get a little closer.
I just wanted to. Well, I guess my plan of informing you guys didn't really work because I was gonna maybe do it tonight, but I'll hold off as we get a little closer. Actually, what the hey? You guys want to do it tonight?
Good chat.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on one second.
This is the sketchiest ritual I've ever heard of.
Oh,
That
wow.
much.
Well,
whole
this is
family
going
was
on. I
murdered.
pull out a jug of whiskey from my sack, and I go, "Well, I mean, I guess if it's going to be a party," and I go to the door.
Okay.
I go to the door and I open it up, and I go, Octavio, my buddy, and I got the whiskey. Do you have any glasses?
He looks down at you. Namir, how many glasses do you need?
4.
Namir, there's only 3 of you.
Well, there's you too, my friend.
Appreciate it. I won't drink that swill, though. Namir, 3 glasses. He looks back at him, kind of shakes his head and shrugs his shoulders, then kind of starts wandering off.
Thanks, big man. And if you got anything besides swill, do feel free to share. I just kind of like creep back in and close the door.
All right, Solrak. Now get your little fix for the evening, as I'm about to make us closer together.
I don't like again how this is starting, but I'll just.
Are you guys? Let me ask you this: are you guys willing to be bonded together for a little bit?
Well,
Please-
I
Please
mean,
just say yes so we can move on, Solrak.
3 glasses?
There has to be.
Namir comes
I go,
pounding the
you
door
just
in.
got here for the bondage, my friend. And I come up and I take the 3 glasses.
Solrak, I'll
Of
give you
course.
10 gold.
I pour us
Oh,
each
no.
a whiskey.
You're paying for these rituals? Lord, Fang, what happened to you,
if,
man?
If I don't recall you saying before, I'm not gay, but 10 gold is 10 gold.
So now you're saying it is gay? That your ritual?
No, I was simply just trying to bribe you, but you took. Listen, can we please just get on with this?
I'll let him get some whiskey at me.
Okay. So,
Alright,
Rack, let's
you
let's just give the guy a
Solrak.
shot.
So,
Okay, and I
in all
start taking off my
seriousness, this is
pants.
simply just going to help us.
Fine. And I pour myself a shot, and I take it, and I take off my shirt.
I-
That's what you want?
No, that's actually not what I wanted, but okay. And again, let me preface by saying this could help us if anything happens with
Yeah,
us
get
here. Or
closer.
okay, all right.
Top of each other, whatever.
All right. So stand across from each other and facing each other, but you don't have to look at each other. If
I
you want, you
stare
can just,
daggers into Solrak's eyes.
if you want, you can just bow your head, close your eyes, and I'm holding like onto both of their shoulders.
Just like uncomfortable, so
And
I'm like
I
this.
look away.
I say, Chaddington. Chaddington.
Yeah. Yes, Fang.
Repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
You good. I vow
I vow. Just
to
looking at
continue to
Solrak.
stay bonded
To continue to stay bonded.
Oh God, this is creepy.
with with Solrak the destroyer.
With Solrak the Destroyer.
You're a little shorter, though, so... you should be like...
I'm looking up.
there you go.
Oh, the head space
Oh my God.
through
through
through all the for all the easy times and all the tough times,
through all the easy times and the tough times,
as blood is thicker than water.
as blood is thicker than water.
Sorek, repeat after me. You're gonna want to unmute before this.
Go on. And I am so creeped out. Chanted stare.
I Sorek vow
I saw Rackvow.
to stay bonded
Hey, bonded
with Chaddington
with Chaddington.
through the easy times and the bad times.
Are you marrying us right now? What is happening right now?
I repeat after me.
Through the easy times and the bad times.
As blood is thicker than water.
As blood is thicker than water.
I now pronounce you bonded. All right. So,
Oh God, stop kissing me.
thank you guys. So, now,
Slug the whiskey.
yeah, and we slam the glass on the ground and say, "Opa!" All right. Now, so,
Ricky Martin.
here, I'll just send it. So, excuse me. For the next week, 7 days, you guys get a +2 bonus to your AC when you guys are within 30 feet of each other.
Oh baby,
And you are
And
married.
that was
baby.
so you are married.
After the sensation, my body.
Consensual.
I pinch his butt a little bit and give him a wink.
So Luke, they used 25 gold pieces of your silver grounded up, just so you know.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. That's what all that grinding came down for.
25. I could have got you some gold pieces, man.
And so now that that's done, I hold on one second. I start grinding away at more silver as I have nothing else to do.
I think he has a problem. The silver.
Hey, I always wish this strong. And keep grinding.
You know, it makes for a hell of a workout, I must admit. Solrek, you should consider the silver grinding workout.
I don't know. It's like, been working out your wrist all your life for this workout, eh?
Practiced every night.
Hey guys, watch this. And I go out to the door and I open it real quick and I go, Octi, I need a gallon of lube, a pig, and 4 darts. And I shut the door.
Oh, we're bringing the
Before he
pigs
gets
back.
He looks back, and you see lightning like start flashing out of the corner of your eye just as you're about to slam the door shut.
I mean, perhaps you guys have some tools that, if you guys like, you could start grinding some more silver with me, and we can sing songs together.
Or
back there
hear me
knocks on
out.
doors.
I
Stop
cannot
all
do
the grinding in there. I heard you two. It's enough. Not in the Storm King's house, his home.
Chaddington, I thought you
Disgrace.
ordered the pigs.
Did you? I go, did you bring the lube? It's getting electric in here.
Seems just like look at you with this disgust, and then you just punches straight out. And because you're so short, you duck underneath of it, and he looks at you. Next time I won't miss. He slams the door shut again. Fucking humans.
And I go back, guys. I think he's starting to like us.
What's up his butt?
Why don't you find out?
As you can see, I'm a married man now. I'm gonna put my arm around Chanton.
You guys do make a cute little couple, I must admit.
So over an hour has gone by now with that ceremony happening and everything. And Yeah, I'd say that in that time you guys could have attuned to those two things that you're attuning to as well. Um, but yeah, after that hour, this it's probably been closer to 2 hours now altogether. All this has happened. Um, Feel free to continue on doing anything else in this room, as Orlecto doesn't seem to have any word from Mirren or Nim yet.
I'm gonna keep drinking whiskey.
Always a
And
solid
I'm just
plan.
kind of grinding away, and I'm singing 99 bottles of swill on the wall, 99 bottles of swill. Take one down, pass it around. Just keep on going as I'm grinding away, sweating.
Make a athletics check. And Solrak, how much whiskey are you drinking?
I'm going to go with
What is enough?
11.
every like 15 minutes or so. I'm taking a shot.
Hour.
Make a constitutions check.
Oh, you're gonna do me like that, huh?
I mean, you're the one doing yourself like that.
You're the one getting hammered. You're the
Slugging
one with the
whiskey.
drink.
Whoa. Not putting.
Hey, the only person you should be doing is your significant other.
The Constitution.
Yes.
Key number 13.
13. Solrak, as you're sitting here, and for the last hour, you've taken over 4 shots of whiskey back to back. Feeling definitely a bit lightheaded. Like everything's kind of starting to swirl around you just a little bit as you stand up off the bed. Kind of have to like your knees kind of shaky and get a little wobbly for a moment. Then you stand up straight, like I got this. Kind of hold it off for a second. Yeah, I got this. And then you're a little tipsy for sure, but you're kind of holding your shit together for just barely.
I bet these storm giants out here could outdrink you guys.
You don't even know how to drink water. 6.
Why don't you see if you could beat him? I mean, I've seen you drink, but I've seen a giant drink.
I'll challenge the giant. One shot.
Ah. Oh, giants.
I'll let you guys deal with him. I don't think he wants to be my friend anymore.
Yeah, you yell at Fang, and you don't hear any response or anything. Come back.
Pour the shot of whiskey. Bang. I hand it over to him. Do that first.
Can I see like around the corner if they're there?
Did you poke out? You looked out the hall?
Yeah.
I like how you moved your head instead of the character token. You're like, yes, I see. No, yeah, you looked out of that hall and the 2 storm giants aren't there, Namir and Orlecto.
Hey, Solrak, I think they went back downstairs. You should check to see where they are, because we're a little concerned.
I can see them.
Maybe they went to get the lube.
Oh, maybe.
But see if I can hear them, but I won't be able to.
You could go out in the hall and make a perception check with advantage if you wanted to try to listen out for them. But yeah, I mean, Fang doesn't see them anywhere, and it doesn't seem like there's any noises really coming from anywhere right now. You guys can kind of just hear like water swashing around, like, you know, kind of underwater sounds outside the walls and whatnot.
Oh, I say this. I lay down in this bed here. It's for 25 minutes. I wake up. There's no word. Eve. Something fishy here.
Yeah, do you think she's really going to get Sarissa for us?
I mean, I think maybe we poke around a little bit. I mean, they did say they were going to be outside, and now they're not. I'm wondering where they went. We should go see if we can find them.
And I don't like a liar.
That's true. Storm giants shouldn't lie.
So,
Absolutely.
so
After all, we are just trying to help them.
Alright, fine, I'll get up.
So, do you make that perception check?
I'm gonna get up off the bed after he says that, and I'm gonna go outside. See if I can hear or smell.
Yeah, make a perception check with advantage.
And
10? Oh, all right. Yeah, you little tipsy. It's not really picking up as much as you typically can from all this, but yeah, you guys stand out in the hallway and you don't see them anywhere. The two storm giant guards.
oh, I take Chanton back in the room. Say, well, here's the thing. You leave and they catch us. Certainly gonna lead to a fight. How much do you guys trust these giants?
I don't know if I do. That's why I feel as if we shouldn't rely on anyone to find Sarissa but us.
Yeah, I'd say the only giant I really trust is Sarissa. That's who we came for.
And again, I also feel as if we shouldn't trust them because they didn't feel too highly of Sarissa. At least that's the impression that I got from the sisters.
Perhaps we should look around.
I mean, yeah, why not? There
Worst
was that
case
one
scenario, we just have to kill a bunch of
Guys
storm
hear
giants.
loud knocks right on your stone door.
Hello.
Are you decent? I heard there was something with lube going on in here.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't bring it, so.
Wilmer, you open the door. Yeah, you see Mirren standing out there with Electo and Namir.
Good sound effect over there.
Well, we spoke with Sarissa. She's has opportunity at the time being to speak with you all if you would like, and well, you requested an audience. Here's your opportunity. She begins to turn around and begin to walk away.
Well, Fang, hubby, shall we?
Let's do it.
She begins to.
However, I'm going to still keep a watchful eye on the giants. If they try anything.
Okay. She begins to walk out with each one of these storm giant guards flanking the front and back of her, and walks into this like main chamber area where you guys first entered. And as you guys make your way in there, oh no, more.
Back.
All of all the giant lords from the auditorium, from the entertainment room, all standing downstairs now, kind of arched around in a half circle, each one with their weapons in hands, and kind of looking at you guys menacingly, pounding their hands and fists, and looking at you guys intently. And Mirren now looks at you guys and say, "You fools! We've heard of you and your band of misfits, the Wrecking Crew. A group of giant assassins who think they can weasel their puny selves into the court of storm giants? Well, think again. Lords, get them." And you see-
I start laughing. Oh my god. Oh wow. I am just drunk enough for this. And I take out my swords. Yeah! And I rage.
All right, Namir looks back again and says, "Make sure you keep their bones for our orcas later. They love to chew on them." And she begins to ascend up the stairs.
As he rages, I put my hand on him, and I go, "Make sure you give him extra hell this time." And you've got this like warmness in your heart where it's like fortified, and that's gonna be a heart to heart on him.
Ooh. So you guys are bonded even more now. And if one of you guys drops below 0 HP, you're still conscious. You're still stable, right? Isn't that how it works?
So So it's for the duration, you and a creature you touch remain stable or unconscious if one of you is reduced to 0 hit points while the other has 1 hit point. So you don't die, you're still stable. If you touch a giant creature, it becomes stable but remains unconscious with 0 hit points. If both of you are reduced to 0 points, you must both make death saving throws. But here's the kicker: if you are a target, regain health points. Either of you can choose to split the health points, or heal yourself. So I can drink a potion and heal you. Can't hear you if you're talking.
Hear me?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. No, that's awesome. A note I took out. What I took out is the. It's like.
Yeah. And so as soon as I do that, I start walking backwards just as far as I can.
Keep in mind, guys, your AC is +2 when you're within 30 feet of each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this whole corridor is pretty. It's 30 feet or 60 feet? It's 30 feet? Okay.
20 right there.
Alright, so then, yeah. Stay close then.
I just realized I was muted. So you guys are all standing here now with these giant lords all, blocking the end of this hallway of this main chamber here, looking pretty intently at you guys, and weapons in hands, looking like they're ready to go at you guys and possibly attack. But the stone giant kind of stands out in front of everyone real quick after he looks over his shoulder and sees that Mirren has disappeared and walked up the stairs. And he looks over, kind of lifting up his wooden club, and points it over at Wilmore and says, "You, little one."
Hey, buddy. I give him a smile. You were interested in there.
You spoke of the All-Father, no?
Of course.
Kind of looks around at the other giant lords. What were you speaking of, Anum?
Well, he kind of sort of sent us here after our buddy Harshnag. And I look at one of them looks a little blue. Our frost giant buddy Harshnag helped escort us to Anum, and he told us all about y'all's little troubles.
You all spoke with Anum. You see his eyes go wide, almost like in fear right now. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm gonna reroll the 1.
Okay, yeah.
Persuasion. There you go. 24.
You see him he was pounding that wooden club in his hand, smacking it and making that loud sound, and then you say that he stops and his eyes go wide and his jaw kind of just drops a little bit, and he looks around and says, "If these little folk were sent by Anum, we dare not disturb that and mess with their path."
I like this one. So, how can y'all get us to Sarissa?
See the fire giant kind of look over at the stone giant, push him aside, and say, "Wait a minute. You heard Mirren. These are giant assassins. We've heard of them going around to Grudhog, to Ironslag, to Svalborg, stealing our mementos, our reliquaries, our conches, destroying our people. How can you let them believe them?"
Well, if I may interject, the whole point of stealing the conches was so that we could get here to speak with Sarissa to obtain any information about the whereabouts of Hekton. And the fire giants, well, yes, I did have a negative view on them after they had killed my father. We had to stop the construction of Vodendad.
Yeah, I would add the only ones that we really had an issue with were your friends, and I point to the fire giant, who were trying to make a monster that would kill all of, and I point to the other giants, their friends. So it is curious that you also want to not abide by Arnhem's law, Mr. Fire Giant.
Vonendad is a dragon-slaying colossus, meant to destroy, ignite the dragon war against giants once again, if it were to come to that. You all ruined that, the plans of the fire giants to take down any sort of dragons. You must be working with the dragons yourself, no?
No. I tell you what, my friend, why don't you just get us to Sarissa? It's going to be a suggestion, and I'm going to bite down on my tooth to get all extra 3 on it.
Okay, that's a wisdom.
That's so it's a 16, 17, 18, it's a 19 wisdom save.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Ooh.
So he looks at you, kind of grits his teeth. If they were sent by Arnhem, but they destroyed Vonendad, this confuses me. But they want to speak with Sarissa, and we dare not defy Arnhem or the Oracle. He looks over at the Frost Giant, Helenhild, and then the Cloud Giant. Val, what say ye? And Val, who's kind of the Cloud Giant, wearing all this sort of lavish silken robes and clothes and jewels and gems and everything, looks over at Tartha, the Fire Giant Duchess, and then looks back down at you all and says, well, maybe if you wet my whistle a little bit, we'll let you on by.
Leave that to Solrak or Chaddington. They'd love to wet your whistle.
Yeah, how wet would you like it? And I pull out my pipes and I just start like licking it, and I'm like, I'm really good at wetting.
No. Any gems, gold, valuables, any relics that you have found?
Oh, I thought you wanted some of Fang's rituals over here.
I got this powdered silver. Kind of.
Any relics, gems, or anything valuable?
Relish? We left
one
it on
said
the
that?
airship.
Is that the Frost Giant?
It's the Cloud
The
Giant.
Cloud Giant.
Cloud Giant.
Val.
Well, let's see here.
I mean, do you guys have anything from Arnhem?
I've got a couple things here, and I reach into the bag of holding and I pull out a golden halfling pipe, a gold flute, flower pot with jade in it. Any of this stuff wet your whistle, my friend?
Looks at it all kind of curiously and like what the hell is this? But make a persuasion check. You can make it with advantage. And Helenhild, all this time, the Frost Giant looks over at Tartha, the Fire Giant, and says, wait, you mean to tell me these little folks destroyed Vonendad? The thing that's supposed to kill dragons? No, you're kidding me. Oh, 32. That's a natural 20. Val, the Cloud Giant, takes it. Yep, that will do. Thank you. Very happily, and just looks at the flute and starts playing it. Like, can barely get its pinkies around like the flute, but like playing in the nodules and yeah, having a good time with it. But the Frost Giant looks over at you guys, very impressed, and looks down at Solrak. You seem to be very powerful and strong, no?
Always looks to deceive you.
I want to find out, my friend.
I do want to find out. He comes out with his axe in his hand, kind of slapping it. How about you and I? We see who's got the real muscles here.
Ha! You don't have to tell me twice. Yeah!
Say,
Give me in on this. Give me in on this. I'm 4-1 against Solrak.
Back off, Baldy.
yeah, back off, Baldy.
All right.
He looks at you. Sparring match? Or
Yeah.
arm wrestling match? I mean, you laugh because I'm sure you're scared to fight a paralysis of myself.
I pinch Solrak on the butt and I go, get him, honey.
Looks like we're gonna have a good old-fashioned sparring match, my friend. What's your name, Shorty?
The name is Helen Hild.
Her name is Helen. I think that's a woman's name.
Helen Hild.
Looks
You got a
at
smaller name we can call you by?
No, Helen Hild is my name. If you don't like it, well, got his accent saying, maybe you can meet Meat Cleaver.
Oh,
I don't even know her yet.
when I'm done kicking your ass up and down this floor, I'm gonna get a nickname. I bitch. Let's go! And
See,
I take out my my sword out. I'm
all
ready.
the giants start backing up and everything and forming like a circle around you guys.
Back up.
And he's got his axe
No, you know
out.
what? I stay within 30 feet of him, so I don't back up too far.
And I slide over next to the fire giant, and I say, I've got 50 gold on my friend here.
50 gold on the puny one? I'll take
You're
that.
right. You're all right. You've got yourself a deal. As I kind of like reach my hand up to give him like a handshake.
Kind of smacks your hand out of the way. And Helen Hild looks at you, Solrak. Okay, now let's battle. And you see him just like kind of like walking towards you with this loud stomping steps in your direction. Go ahead and roll your initiative and see who is going to get attacked first.
Real quick, I run out and I go up to Solrak and I kind of like grab him by the cheeks and give him like a fake kiss. I say, and I make it loud enough for everyone to hear, "You got it, honey." And then I double wink at Chaddington, and that is going to be protection from evil and good.
Okay.
Look at you, bitch.
Okay. Won't really help here with anything because they're giants and not aberrations, celestials, elementals, fiends, or undead.
Well, then I'll just kiss him on the cheek. Just give him good luck.
All right.
Still have the
Morale-
extra stuff on my
morale
sword, right?
booster.
What's yes,
Extra
you do,
giant
you do
damage?
have the giant slayer. Yep, stuff on there. So Helen Hild comes up to you first with meat cleaver in its hands and says, "Ah!" and it swings at you. A 26 to hit. And,
I'm raging.
did you? Yeah, you did rage out here. That's right. So
Yep.
19 damage on that, halved to 9, and then a 27 to hit as he swings again with 31 damage, halved to 15. So he just comes up to you and takes one big swing, whoosh, right across your chest. He kind of dive back a little bit, but it cuts you right across and dents into your metal. And then as you're sliding back, he goes underneath on the next hit and gets you right across the ankles. And you almost collapse down to the ground for a bit, but stand up with your two swords in hand, and you're up.
All right, so first things first. Swing at this son of a bitch. My giant slayer. Ooh, a 10.
A 10 to hit. He just slaps your sword out of the way with his axe. Oh man, this is going to be fun.
Swing again. Good, 19.
19 hits, 15
Yes.
damage.
That's 15, and I have to do the extra stuff now.
That's right.
Oh, was it 4d4?
Yes. Well, yeah, it is with the giant slayer. That's right.
Where's the d6s? Sorry.
Oh, it's D6s. Yeah, I'm sorry.
4d6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 18 so far, plus 18.
Massive swing after you just, I don't know, kind of animate that for me. You kind of prop yourself up with the two swords, and how do you get up and do that?
So I miss first one, and he's taunting me, and I laugh. That's right, puny human. Guess puny human won't be able to do this. And then I literally swing the sword the other way, and I take a big old gash across his fat fucking belly here.
Yeah, it with such might and power you swing this hit, and it sends him flying backwards, landing on his ass, prone, almost falling into this pool of water right here behind him. Lands on the ground with his back on the ground. And you see him like kind of like reaching out for his axe on the ground right next to him, and grabs it real quick and pushes himself back up and readjusts his helm and everything and looks at you, gripping his axe strong and tight, and he just smiles and says, I knew you were the strongest of the bunch. Make a persuasion check with advantage, Solrak.
I'll probably want to use my action search to hit him again if you...
Okay.
You said with advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a gem. Ooh, 18.
18. Give me 1 second. Yeah, so you just knock him back with the sheer might and power that you have in this swing and this attack. And he looks at you and just begins to grin and laugh, and it's like, well done. I see why Anum chose you all. He looks at you and kind of just extends his hand out and goes to give you a handshake and just looks down at the blood on his chest and wipes it off.
I look at the blood, my chest. I wipe it. I say, good friend of mine once said, blood for blood. Stick my bloody hand out to him to shake it.
Blood for blood, warrior. He grabs you and shakes it, and he looks around at all the other giant lords and says, I've seen enough. If these little folk are here to help Sarissa, if they were here sent by Anum, they have my blessing as well.
That's badass.
I look up at the fire giant.
Yes, I know, here. Sorry to hand down 50 coins to you.
Thank you.
Whatever.
I see that Fang just placed a bet on a fight, and I walk up to Solrak and I go, I think we're finally starting to get to him.
Ain't a good priest no more.
Now to Sarissa.
To Sarissa, gentlemen.
Marissa, and give us should get 10% cut of those earnings, but that's just me.
Remember when I let you guys keep the little extra gold not too long ago, so I could have
Yeah.
the silver? There you go.
Yeah.
We're even now.
Remember when we gave you 1,000 gold pieces? Yeah, we're not even by a long shot, boy.
1,000 gold pieces.
That was.
To buy the water thing.
Okay, look at him! Look at him! Look at him! Jonathan, look at this! This
Tomato,
bastard
tomato.
priest.
1,000, 10, whatever.
Hilarious.
That.
So all these giant lords all agree together that, yes, you guys have deserved and earned the right to speak with Sarissa, no matter what Murin and Nim may say and think. And they begin to escort you guys through this chamber and up those stairs once again.
I'm very proud of this moment, but I'm also so pumped inside because I just myself in front of badass giants. Everything's going up Solrak right now. It's a good-
Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Alright. So, these giant lords lead you guys in here. You guys can see this now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, they begin to walk you guys back into that main chamber where you guys heard the beautiful singing voices of Mirren and Nim playing this beautiful, haunting, aquatic tunes in here. And they lead you up to the two hill giants standing at this doorway right here. And they're still kind of just messing with each other. Hey, Cog, mess it out. No, Tug, you mess it out. No, stop. And they stand up at attention as they notice the other giants go there. And they, yes, sir. What can we get for you? What can we do? And they just look at him and says, yes, we have the guest here, the wrecking crew, who are here to speak with Sarissa. And they look at each other. Oh no, Mirren said we guard throne room. We don't let them in. No, no, no. And the giant lords look at them. I said, we give them permission to speak with Sarissa. And kind of eye each other. Oh, yes, Hildenhild. Yes, Val. Yes, Tartha. Right away. And just begin to step aside and push the doors open for you all to come into the next chamber. Reveal. That's a too big of a one. There we go.
Well, that was quite nice of you.
Alright, so the giant lords kind of just gesture on in there, into this hall now and say, Sarissa is in there. Go. You may speak with her if you'd like.
Thank you, my friends. Appreciate you going above and beyond your honor, duty.
As you guys are now led into this room by the two hill giants escorting you guys, so, no, I got the lead. No, I got it. They begin to push you guys on in here. You guys can see, you find yourself in this amphitheater-like space. Stone bleachers overlook an oblong chamber with a large pool of seawater at its center. In the middle of the bleachers that you guys stand on right now, you guys can see there's an archway with two doors kind of leading underneath of it. And facing the pool and the doors are three enormous thrones. The middle one is carved from a solid chunk of obsidian. I actually have a picture of this. Let me pull that up for you. Copy link. Bam. Yeah, so the middle one is carved from a solid chunk of obsidian and has 4 dragon skulls affixed to its base. As it's sitting there, it's kind of just floats slightly above the floor. Actually, Wilmore and Solrak, make an Arcana or History check if you'd like.
I'm gonna do Arcana because I got advantage on it. Did not help.
Oh, fuck, a 5.
Cool. Yeah, it's a badass chair. You guys see a sitting on this throne, this obsidian throne with the dragon skull feet. It's kind of just floating, hovering above the ground. Sitting on it is a female storm giant holding a mithril scepter with gleaming gemstones on it. And flanking it on both sides is 2 smaller thrones made of coral and kind of giant seashells. The one on the left, you see an older male storm giant. He's holding a massive trident made of coral and shells and other kind of like aquatic, like rocks and stuff like that. And then sitting on the right is a female storm giant with a kind of a horn protruding from the front of her skull. So yeah, Tug and Cog, the hill giants, begin to lead you guys in here and say, oh yes, go on ahead, Sarissa, she's sitting at the throne. Go ahead, speak with her if you'd like.
Are those ruins the same ruins we saw at the Allfather?
Ruins?
On the chair. Oh, never mind. I like because I see on the chair there's like writing on it.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, you did not see that at the Eye of the Allfather.
Okay. Kind of whisper to everybody and go, so I guess we're gonna try to get under this try to get this royal on our side, I guess.
Right. The way, chatty boy.
Sarissa, sitting in the center throne, sees you guys enter the room now and says, oh, hello, welcome. Please, enter, come on in.
Surprised by her friendliness.
Yes, I was just about to say.
Should be easy for you.
Yeah, I already like her much more than her sisters.
I turn around, I introduce myself. Hello, lady. Oh, majestic, beautiful giant queen. I am Sorlak the Destroyer here. Present to thee, Wilmore Chattington. It's our pleasure to meet.
Fang, Wilmore, Solrak, it's a pleasure to meet you. You see, as she's saying meet you all, you see her kind of cock her head for a moment and kind of just like go like this, feeling her temple on her head, and kind of looks up and says, "You know, I had a dream about the band of 3 little folk who would come and visit me and help. I believed it to be a message from Anum himself, but to see the 3 here standing in front of me in my throne room, it's 3,000 feet below the depths of the ocean floor. It's I have to say, it must be some sort of destiny."
It's funny you say so. We believe a message as well. And, with some conks, and here we are, so I think you can definitely say this is destiny, lady.
Say, I'm glad that you all are here, but what exactly... You say you had a message from Anum. What was that? Please, I mean, I want to connect this and find the meaning of this. You see the woman standing next to her looks at him and says, "Don't waste your time with these insolent little fools."
We never waste time. We never come down here, put everything that we've been building at risk, waste someone's time. I don't know if you know this. Future. My people are on the line. I have no time to waste. With all due respect.
Well, I appreciate your
lady.
Your haste. You see, we don't have any time to waste either here, so I'm sure you being here, you may be aware and understand, but my father is missing, which is of course why I sit here on the throne.
Yes. You've heard of the rumblings.
Yes.
We're here to help.
I appreciate that. I mean, my mother, Queen Neri, may her soul rest in peace. She was also very fond of folk such as yourselves. And the woman immediately to her right says to her, "Yes, and see where that got her." And Cereso says, I know. Her body was found on Red Rocks Island, apparently killed, murdered by the same little folk that she loved and spent time visiting and adoring, but just as my mother, yes, it's tragic, but not as tragic as losing my mother and then my father, Hecaton, being so outraged with my mother's death and wanting to go out on a thunderous rage against the little folk. And you see right next to her, the man goes, "Yes, niece Sarissa. I had to calm him down and talk him off that ledge. Hecaton would have gone out there in a thunderous rage and destroyed the settlements of the Sword Coast. Anyone that got in his way, and just looking for the killers of his true love, his queen. I had to talk him down off that ledge, and instead, with your suggestion as well, Sarissa," and kind of bows, "push him in the direction of finding those killers instead."
Well, it is very unfortunate. Your mother suffered such a terrible end. I can tell you that I know a thing or two. Being stabbed in the back. With literally and physically. I can tell you, with time I found her, the guys, it is possible to trust again. Oh, I led one bad apple and the whole bunch for you. Let us help. We ask you one thing.
And if I may,
trust us. this is gonna work. As I look around, basically give eyes to the lady. Seems like it's been quite difficult to help you guys. Seems like there's mistrust everywhere we look.
Yes.
So if this is going to work, trust my queen.
And if I may, again, Anam was the one that sent us here to help you guys out. So we have simply no ill intent at all, despite being what you guys consider little folk.
Can you guys hear him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear
I
him.
can hear him. Yeah.
I can't hear him at all. Okay.
Oh.
I got you.
I was gonna say, do you happen to know which little folk may have potentially harmed Hecton?
No, I don't. And
Or potentially his last whereabouts, because
The-
maybe that could help us pinpoint.
the storm giant to the right of her, she says, "Look, how can we trust these little folk? How'd they even get in here and obtain these conches? Look, you think you can trust them?" And Sarissa says, Thyrim, relax. We understand your disdain for these little folk. But my mother always taught me to treat them as, we would treat each other and ourselves. They have hearts just like us, beating the same type of blood. Yes, so, Fang, I'm sorry. And then she looks back over at him and says, "Look, for, Thyrim, the storm giant to the right of her, says, look, for all we know, they're the ones that murdered your mother and abducted your father." And you see her kind of just, stand up for a second,
We were sent here.
looking around.
We received a message, just like the queen. Don't you see that this is destiny? There is a purpose here. We didn't kidnap anyone. We didn't murder anyone.
Fang, real quick though, yes, Sarissa would look over at Thyrim as she says that and kind of cock her head curiously and look at her with kind of squinted eyes, and then look back at you and say, "Well, yes, there actually is kind of a clue to possibly where my father's whereabouts could be." She looks back over at Thyrim again, kind of curiously. Everyone make an insight check for me.
And
Fang, your passive is 18 though, right?
let me see. Where would that be?
Where your passive scores are, which I believe is underneath your saving throws. I'll pull it up real quick. I got it right here. Yeah, it's 18. Passive perception's 14. Passive investigation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So yeah,
passive insight.
you guys all kind of also look around at each other, kind of curiously after Thyrim says that, and Sarissa kind of looks at her, kind of curiously as well. And you believe that she, after she says, "For all we know, they're the ones that murdered your mother and abducted your father," you guys kind of feel like she's letting on, or knows more than she's letting on. And she looks at her curiously, and Sarissa says, "Well, Fang, yes, there was actually this found near her body." But then she goes to grab in a side pouch, and then looks at Thyrim again, kind of curiously.
It seems there's a little bit of mistrust here, and I kind of look specifically at was it Thyrim? There it is. Thyrim, and I kind of walk over, get a little close. I'm gonna check my compass, kind of, while I look at her.
Yeah, go ahead and make that Arcana check with advantage. But yeah, you're using detect magic then also, is what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. 20, cool. Yeah, you kind of, are you doing this kind of stealthily, trying to?
Yeah, I'm basically walking over, trying to talk to Theorem, kind of get in her head a little bit, but I'm also just kind of slyly just like look at my compass to really kind of see if there's any spell in place or, you know,
Yeah.
see what's going on.
Make a sleight of hand check though. Just see how well concealed you do that.
Very concealed.
Hell yes. Yeah, you underneath your cloak, you pull out your compass and you're looking over at it, and yeah, you're first of all, if your compass is pinging crazily off of both Sarissa's scepter and her throne all around her, all sorts of different types of magic. But you look, you're more focused on Thyrim, of course, and with the natural 20, you definitely pick up some illusion magic, kind of emanating around her.
Okay, I look at Sarissa and I go, Arnhem himself sent us here. We are very disturbed at what potentially could have happened to your folks. So any help you can give us, we're here to serve you. And then after I say that, I look at Theorem and go, serve you to the best we ever could.
So your eyes are kind of just like glowing, this like blue glow, just emanating this and kind of just like burning into you. Like she's not stoked that you guys are here. And Sarissa looks around again, says, "There is something, Wrecking Crew, but perhaps maybe we could speak about this in private." Kind of looks
I think that would
around
be
at Thyrim and
fantastic.
Uthar again, and Uthar says, "Sarissa, are you sure?" "Yes, I'm sure, but your mother, she was killed by little folk." "Uthar, I'm aware. I trust them." Yes, Sarissa, of course. And yeah, she says, if you guys would like to speak, we could you want to come with me back here into my chamber?
Absolutely. And as soon as she says into my chamber, I just like perk up and start walking.
Thyrim would stand up as well. "Sarissa, I cannot believe this. I come in here to help you all in your father's absence. Lead you as a surrogate mother myself. You want to listen or obey me?" Sarissa looks back. "I'm the one sitting in the throne. I'm the one wielding the coronal scepter. I make the calls here."
I mutter to myself, loud enough for everyone to hear me. Obey is a strong word to say to a queen.
"That is right, isn't it?" And she looks over at Thyrim again, like kind of just like staring daggers into her. And Thyrim, you see her, a bit of like electricity almost now starts kind of crackling through her arms and everything. And she looks and says, "You disgust me. You disgust all the Storm Giants. You should be ashamed of yourself." And she reaches out for the coronal scepter out of Sarissa's hand.
I'm gonna blast her hand.
You're gonna blast her hand? Okay, first, well, I'm gonna do this.
No, I'm not gonna blast her hand.
Thyrim rolls a 27.
Damn.
But Sarissa rolls a 28. Thyrim reaches out to grab the scepter. Sarissa pulls it back and says, "Thyrim, what are you thinking you are doing right now?" And you see her start like raging out, and she starts like kind of like getting almost like animalistic a little.
Yeah. I move forward. I tell her, "I suggest you stop." I point my sword at her, "but this will not end well for you."
And then I walk up and say, whoa. Let's take it easy, guys. Let's take it easy. Thyrim, let me just bring up one more thing. What do you have to lose? You guys sit here all safe and sound while we go out to look for Hecton. And if we did have, by any means, any ill intent, you guys would just send your crew of giants to the three of us.
She looks
There-
at you kind of curiously, Fang, like, not like. Actually, you guys made those insight checks already. She kind of like looked at Sorak and Wilmore like with a look of recognition almost, but as she looks at you, Fang, she kind of cocks her head like, "Who's this shiny head motherfucker?" and just kind of says,
Pass.
"You have gotten into the Storm Giant's hold here, and what's to say that you don't just do that again and cause whatever havoc you've been causing all over the Faerun? I don't trust you. I don't trust any little folk."
Well,
What, just the three of us? Anam sent us.
well, how about this, Thyrum? Don't touch the queen again, right? And I look at the guy to the left. Like, you really gonna let her fucking touch the queen like that? Kind of like, in my look at him.
Yeah, you see he's got the axe in hand, like gripping it tightly and looking at her like very intently, like what the hell was that? He is not very excited about that.
Yeah. So, how about maybe you just exit stage left and listen for a change?
Sarissa, are you serious? You can't. Thyrim, you heard my uncle Uther. Exit. You see her give a cold look over to Sarissa and begins to walk away. But once again, she reaches for the scepter to grab
I'm gonna
it out of
cast
there.
guide on Sarissa.
I think you have to touch her, right?
No, I thought I can cast 30 feet.
30 feet? Okay.
Isn't my thing.
Cool.
I
It
don't need it.
doesn't really need it either. She pulls it back out and says, Thyrim, out! See her just kind of like... She breathes out a little bit of lightning from her breath with this rage. And then begins to walk by you guys with a heavy, thunderous step. And looks at Sorak and Wilmore with this eye of, this burning gaze. And begins to walk out of the chamber.
She gives us that look. I whisper to her, "I'm sure I'll be seeing you again." I growled.
Nah. Never mind. I just kind of look at her, and I go, and I whisper to Solrak and go, "Something's fishy with that one."
You guys recognize her by any chance?
Oh, but I've seen someone just like her in my lifetime. The jealousy, the anger, dreams to be able to hold the power for themselves. Just like Rubius. I look to the queen. If you want to stay alive in order here in your kingdom, you know you have to get away from her, right? Left.
As she's walking out, I just cast minor illusion, like right in her eyesight, and I stare at her real carefully. And it's gonna be what was that blue dragon? Limerith.
Imarith?
Imarith, yeah. The one that we fought at the Allfather. I just kind of cast it like right next to her. I just kind of see if she reacts.
Okay. You cast that vision of a blue dragon kind of in flight right in her sight there. And right at her eye level, and as she's walking out, she stops her in her tracks. You see her head kind of turn backwards and gives a smirk. And then you see this lightning start charging up in her hand. And starts crackling all throughout her arm. She completely turns around now.
And as soon as she stops, I kind of go, Uther, I suggest you get the queen out of here.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Sarissa.
Nah.
And they start looking questioningly over at Thyrim, who's like just got this like lightning crackling all throughout her, and she's grinning manically with her one long white horn protruding from her blue hair.
I'm gonna rage.
Thyrim, hurry back once you put her in a chamber, please.
Uther.
So polite. If you
Um,
could just come back and do this with us.
you see Thyrim with that lightning charging up throughout her. She begins to levitate off the ground right there, and like a bolt of lightning shoots across the area and goes to one more time grab that scepter out of Sarissa's hand.
Guidance again on Sarissa.
Ooh, she's gonna need it. As she does, she rips the scepter out of Sarissa's hand as she's still sitting in the throne there, and pulls it out and looks at you all and says, "You fools! Harshnag burns in hell," and begins to fly out and dives into the pool of water right here, splashing right there. And Sarissa, with the scepter pulled from her hand, sits frozen, paralyzed on the throne as Thyrim splashes into the water and disappears. Uthar shaking Sarissa. Sarissa! Sarissa! Wake up! Guys, that scepter! It causes, if you're not magically attuned to it and you're sitting on the throne, it paralyzes you. You must get that back!
Where does this water lead to?
It leads out to the main chamber and up through Maelstrom.
A quay where we can cut her off.
Unfortunately, there is not. He's being just keep on shaking Sarissa. Sarissa! Sarissa! And you see her hand, her one hand is still out where she was grabbing the scepter, and the other hand she has pulling out what she was trying to show Fang earlier.
I walk over to her to like see if I can see what she was pulling out.
Yeah, you go to see what she was pulling out, and in her hand is a wooden golden coin with the image of a goose in the center of it. A golden goose. And while she was, what she said is like this was a clue to possibly her father's, who killed her mother and possibly who captured her father.
I go, so Uther just said that the water goes to the water that was in the main deck, right?
The water goes, he says it goes through the central chamber all of this structure is circular, and the center of it is a pool of water that feeds out into the ocean, but there's the cyclone of Maelstrom itself that pulls through that.
Uther, how do we get out of here, buddy?
Well, I can take you to the meditation cave and I could teleport you out of here.
I think we've got to get out, and we've got to find where Imarith went.
Where would you want to go?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to take this all in right now. Who is this Imarith? Explain this to me. This Imarith, the ancient blue dragon Imarith.
Oh, yes. You see, we ran into her at the Allfather, and she was hunting our friend Harshnag. But I don't know who she's working for.
And Harshnag sacrificed his life. Take it out.
Harshnag is always a honorable giant. Most would want to model themselves after one like himself, but I can't believe we were infiltrated like this. Taken by a dragon in our own court. She's been acting as a surrogate mother for Sarissa since Neri was murdered and Hecaton gone missing and looking for her and her captors. I can't believe that we were such fools!
Okay. I've been there, my friend. You must not waste time. Valuable time, might I add. Placing blames on yourselves. Now it's the time for action. So we need any information you can give us to help us catch her. Think.
And let everyone know of this. We've got to save Sarissa.
He goes and scoops her up and picks her up off the throne and kind of just lays her down, and she sits there just kind of still like paralyzed, frozen. And look, as I mentioned, I could take you to the meditation cave and teleport you wherever you may need. If you guys want to head out now, we can take care of that, but we'll make sure that we spread the word of this invasion, this dragon who's trying to infiltrate and take over.
I'm taking some damage in battle here. I happen to have anything to me.
He would come on over to you and just kind of place his hand on your forehead, and being a paladin himself, he would lay some hands on you, and yeah, you're down 24. He would fill that back up for you as you feel this like glowing white light just kind of shine through you, emanate through your skin, and you feel that little bit of surge back in your body again. And he says,
Asking you shall receive.
"Find the killers of Neri. Find who captured Hecaton. Find Hecaton. If Sarissa says that this coin is a clue to his missing and his whereabouts and his captures, well, you need to find where this belongs and who is behind it."
You said that meditation circle can teleport you anywhere?
Yes. If you can describe it to me, I can teleport you there.
And so I said, huddle up, guys. And I whisper, like making sure that he cannot hear at all what I'm saying. We have the sending stone with the gents over at the airship. You think... I understand Clouth is a dragon himself, but do you think he could give us the whereabouts of Lytherin?
I mean, that assumes that it's not a dragon on dragon. That assumes it's a dragon on dragon thing. I think we follow the coin and go back to the casino? The Golden Goose.
The Grand Dame.
Grand Dame. I think that's where at least this leads us to. Or we can go to the Red Rocks and maybe there's another clue there where the Queen's body fell.
And actually, we see what she was trying to give Fang.
Yeah,
it's
the
the gold
coin.
goose
That's
coin.
what that was. Yeah, okay.
you got
Yeah,
it.
to the Grand Dame. I think those are the two plays. I mean, that we can always have them meet us wherever we end with a airship, and we can see if we want to tell them about the Blue Dragon.
Feeling might be wise to tell them, to be honest. Very helpful so far. There's definitely stuff in it for them, but
Or it could be all part of Klaus' game.
true.
Befriend the heroes that are supposed to save the day.
And if you feel that way, why are they still breathing?
Because they got a nice airship. And I didn't feel that way until now.
suggest you pay attention to them. Give me the sign.
A very long sign. But I do think we need to head out and see if we can find anything about this family. Where to, guys?
Do we go back to the airship?
I mean, I think if he can teleport us anywhere, maybe he teleports us to either the Red Rocks or the Grand Dame, and then we tell the airship to meet us there while we do what we need to do.
Good idea.
And we could always, actually, we could always just have the airship continue on towards Waterdeep, as there's a harbor teleportation network in Yartar that we could use to get to Waterdeep.
The Grand Dame's in Yartar, right?
That's correct.
Well, that does save quite a few steps.
Additionally, Solrak, make a history check. Actually, Wilmore, you can too, because you're from the coast.
8.
Come on, big money, no whammies. 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that the cluster of islands known as Red Rocks is sort of located near Waterdeep, like in that region of like the coastal area, if you know, north to south. It's kind of closer in that Waterdeep kind of area.
So I think maybe that's the move. We go to Yartar, we travel to Waterdeep, we go to the Red Rocks, and we see what we can find about this little giant lady.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, think about it, guys. Do you guys recall potentially anything related to Hecton when we were at the Golden Goose?
I don't know. I drank a lot, my friend.
That's true. Of course you did. I guess we just asked the workers there if they recall potentially seeing him one evening.
Yeah, I think.
Hard guy to miss.
I mean, how many storm giants are making it out all the way on the opposite side of Faerun?
I don't think that it would have came from Hecton. I think it came from her mother.
But I
My
thought
guess is maybe they.
I thought the goose coin was helping us locate him. How would that help?
The coin was found on Neri's body at Red Rocks, and what Sarissa believes is whomever was in possession of that coin and killed her mother could possibly also be the one that is behind the disappearance of Hecton.
Have a little bit of information. Yeah, I think maybe we go back on the ship for a little bit. We've got some friends there.
I still got my nice clothing for a nice night out again.
I do have my pimp suit.
You guys are wearing bolos.
We do have our
That's right.
bolos.
You look good in the bolos.
So we head to the boat. We tell our airship to meet us at Waterdeep, and then we teleport and go to the maybe go to the Red Rocks and check out the scene of the crime.
All right. Well, let's tell our buddy over here. Excuse me. Could you please teleport us to the Golden Goose, or the Grand Dane, the casino boat out in Yartar, just outside of it on the docks, if you would, please? You're muted.
It's a strange time to be doing some gambling.
It's a, we're kind of killing two birds with one stone.
You see, this coin may have came from that boat.
Interesting. Well, won't waste any more time then. If you guys are ready to make your teleportation, you can follow me to the cave.
Just give me a favor, Uthi. Keep an eye on Sarissa's sisters. Let's just say you were the only person that was really helpful here.
It's my niece, my brother's daughter, the youngest. I had to be here and stand up for him and her in his absence. If I won't, as you have clearly noted and noticed, his sisters, or her sisters rather, are quite upset and irritated that the youngest of the three was placed on the throne before either of them. And you can probably understand why after speaking with Sarissa. Much more level-headed, willing to deal and be democratic with others, and um, the other sisters are quite nasty. I love them, my own flesh and blood, but not fit to rule the throne.
Couldn't agree with you more, my friend.
Just don't tell
Let's
them I
try
said
to
that.
make sure we get Sarissa
With that
back
being
to
said,
a more less
with that being
stiff.
with that being said, though, jealousy can be an evil thing sometimes, and I certainly sense a little jealousy from the older sisters. So if you could just definitely keep an eye out on them while we are away, and hopefully we can be returning with some good news here soon.
Um, yes, certainly. I'll make sure that Sarissa is put in her chambers, and we have the guards looking over at all hours, every day.
Thank you again for trusting us. I obviously know giants and us little folk don't really get along too well, but we're doing whatever we can to locate Hecton for the sake of all you guys.
I certainly see that and appreciate that, and if Anum sees that in you all as well, it would be blasphemy for me to go against his word.
You're not wrong.
So he leads you guys into this cave with all this naturally formed, like kind of notches and alcoves, and there's bioluminescent lichen and coral and snails and starfish and whatnot, all clinging to the damp walls and everything. And the whole place just kind of feels like it has this like emanating magical aura around it and through it. And you guys stand in there and kind of like almost feel like a little bit lighter, like you're being like lifted up, almost as if gravity works different in here. And he says to you all, this Grand Dame, this casino boat, can you describe it to me? Be as precise and visual as you can. And everyone sit together and lock hands.
Ooh, I like doing this.
Always come down to this.
Sit down with my hands out like, come on.
He places
Well-
a bagel in front of everyone. I'm kidding.
It's again, it's in Yartar. It's what I believe the only casino boat, and I want to say it has a lot of lights on the outside. Gentlemen, do you recall any other characteristics besides that? Music, loud music.
Loud
It's
music.
A couple of different floors.
yeah, it was
We got taken down after the whole cheating thing.
and it's predominantly for the wealthy, like very wealthy. So you would see a lot of higher class folk there. Dressed to the nines.
Kind of like trying to reel in his mind, trying to pull all these images together to create this image in his mind of like this place that you're describing to him. You see all the lichen and starfish and everything start glowing white on the walls and become brighter and brighter, and begins to white out the area all around you, just like when you guys were teleporting here in the first place. And he begins to just like chant these arcane words and phrases together, and you guys start feeling that swirling sensation all around you guys once again. And he looks at you guys intently as he's holding on to Solrak's hand on one side, Wilmer's on the other, and then Wilmer and Solrak guys are both holding on to Fangs in the center. And he looks at you guys intently and says, "The Storm Giants, we need your help. We cannot do this without you." And you just see that white just begins to like blind you guys for a moment, and he begins to just kind of vanish and pull away from you guys. You feel the grasp from his large giant hands begin to let go from you, and Everything's white. And we'll pick it up there the next time we get together again.
Woo.
Oh man.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Hell yeah.
Want to fight that dragon.
I'm so mad though that you got the goddamn scepter.
Oh yeah.
Or,
Third time
or
was a
stab
charm.
her. Yep. I just wanted to stab her.
It was
This
close.
time I'm stabbing.
I should have blasted her. Should have just started blasting her. That's what I'm gonna start doing from now on, guys.
I mean,
No regrets.
that's what I was gonna say. It works for you most of the time.
It's true.
Now that
I was gonna start stabbing, and then I got a flashback to an incident. I was like, maybe I won't.
Maybe I won't. But yeah, no, that was awesome, guys. Good job getting the Maelstrom and convincing the two, I don't even know what to call them, insolent kind of sisters, that you guys are worthy, and of course the Giant Lords, that you guys are worthy to speak with Sarissa and deal with the queen of all the giants for the time being, as Hecaton is missing. And it got in there, spoke to Sarissa, rooted out the evil therein, being Thyrim, aka Imrith, the blue dragon in disguise, and trying to take over. And who knows what exactly she's trying to do here, but you guys now have a clue to Hecaton's disappearance and who possibly captured him, a clue to Queen Neri's murderers, and on the move now to the Grand Dame to try to piece that all together. So yeah, when we get together the next time, we'll see how it goes down.
Let's do it.
Exciting.
Love it.
All right.
Great one. This is a great one.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
thank
was.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys
So
did
we
awesome.
back Wednesday.
I can do Wednesday. It all depends. Luke, like I know my parents are going out of town. And Luke has like sole responsibility over there with all of the hounds. So we'll see if he's free. And the little one, the little hound, is not doing so well right now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be able to do a quickie, but I will keep you guys up to date on that.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me, man. I'm open as always.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for playing. That was a lot of fun. I think you guys did a great job with those interactions. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys, see you guys on Wednesday or whatever. But in the meantime, take that short rest and look out for those goblins under the stairs. Bye. See you
Not
guys.
creepy at all.
No,
See ya.
yeah.
Bye.